for that bread, man. But anyway, Sylvan, I'll let you get into it, bro. I'll let you get into it. So let the world know why you mad, bro.
Look, I'm actually not that mad today. I wanted to double down on my comments about Okada not being worth $4.5 million for 3 years, because I did receive a lot of backlash from the fans or from the spectators or the people who are just deciding whether or not they want to tune into the Wrestling with the Homies podcast, wrestling podcast in the world, by the way. Listen, I want to talk about the difference between personal worth and business worth, right? Now, a lot of people took what I said about Okada to heart. Say, yo, why you pocket watching? Why you doing this? Why you doing that? If you only seen one Okada, match, you shouldn't be saying nothing, man. Real men don't watch people's pockets. I feel you. I feel you. I fully understand that. And I want to talk about that a little bit more, right? Because I've been in situations as an artist. Once again, I am an artist. For those who are listening for the first time, or those who need a briefing, I am an artist. I've been an artist for a long time, right? I remember there was this one deal, and I'm not going to talk about who it was or who it was with or not, but I had this one deal on the table, and it was for a certain amount of money, right? Now,
I think I know this deal.
It's not that deal, Qwan. It's not that deal.
Okay.
It's another deal.
Okay.
Contrary to popular opinion, that deal is actually pretty nice. Like I know people can get at me, but I'm like, it was a nice deal. It was just kind of aggressive, But this deal was for a certain amount of money, right? Now, a certain amount of money was basically to, let's just say, license a few records that I had. And at first, I said, you know what? This isn't enough money for me. I want more than this. I feel like I deserve more than this. These records mean a lot to me. These records have changed people's lives. I've seen it. I've seen people come to me at sold out shows or in my DMs and be like, yo, man, this record changed everything for me. I quoted way more money, like 6 figures, right? Super 6 figures. And that's what I thought I was genuinely worth. And I was ready to walk away from it. My manager at the time put some things into perspective for me and said, listen, I understand how you feel and how you feel about what you're being offered. I understand what you feel you are worth as an artist. I understand how you feel about yourself and the work that you contributed. But let's look at how much these records have made over the course of 5 years. This is what this has made. It hasn't even come up to 75% of what's being offered. That was a real humility change for me. I had to really humble myself, right? Long story longer, I was able to actually negotiate even more money than what was offered for me, right? So I still got more than what the product I was licensing out was worth. It was a win for me. It wasn't that much more, but it definitely wasn't what I was quoting because I was far off my mark. And what they were providing me was even more than what the product I was licensing out was really worth. I had to find a way to really separate what I thought I was worth versus what the product that I was offering up to this company was really worth. Business, personal. And that brings me back to Okada. Now, let me talk to you Okada fans again. I get it. You guys probably think Okada's worth $15 million a year. He's just that good. He's the Japanese John Cena, if only you knew. Maybe I've only seen 1 or 2 or 3 matches. I've seen a few Okada matches, by the way. The guy's nice. He's incredible. I understand who Okada is. I understand fundamentally what he's worth. But when we look at things on paper, and in fact, I'm just going to bring up what Qwan brought to my attention yesterday.
What I do?
Okada had the lowest rated segment on Dynamite.
Bro. Outside of the main event.
Outside of the main event. Okada had the lowest segment. The lowest rated segment on Dynamite outside of the main event. That's not worth $4.5 million. It's just not, bro. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. I'm not telling you that Okada personally isn't worth $4.5 million. I think Okada is worth whatever he says he's worth. I'm telling you that professionally, business-wise, he's not worth $4.5 million a year. He's not. And there's nothing wrong with that. He got a great payday. I'm happy for the guy. I think if everybody could get paid more in life, why not? But that doesn't mean that you're worth it. I'm sorry. Like, is this two things can exist at the same time, you know? My girl, I love her to death. I love her to death for sure, right? Now, I think my girl's an angel. I don't think I deserve her. I think she's too good for me. I don't know why she's with me, but she's with me.
Damn, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? But she's here. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing I can do about it but enjoy the fruits of my labor. Okada is enjoying the fruits of his labor. He knows deep down inside he's worth maybe 1 million, 1.5 million. But he knows Tony Khan's got them pockets. And he shook him. He shook him like a Polaroid picture. And he got paid. What's wrong with that? What? I'm saying, bro, what's wrong with that? Bro, what's wrong with that? Mercedes Moné reportedly.
Tread lightly.
Reportedly.
Possibly.
Potentially is getting paid $10 million. Bro, $10 million a year with an option to opt out on a third year.
Wow.
Look,
Yo.
I have comments for that later. But please understand that there's a difference between personal worth and business worth. There's a difference between what you fundamentally believe you deserve and you have a right to that versus what on business you can actually provide. For instance, I may create a company from scratch that I think is worth $25 million and it hasn't generated a profit yet. Now, if I sell it to the right investor who has deep enough pockets, Tony Khan, he may say, you know what? I think this is worth $25 million. Who am I to say it's not worth that, right? There's no definition to my personal worth. It just has to be matched by whoever sees what I see in myself. Now, on paper, if I were to say this is worth $25 million right now on paper, I would be a dead-faced liar. And in fact, the person that would be investing in my company couldn't tell you that either. He just believes it is. Tony Khan believes that Okada is worth $4.5 million for 3 years, every year. It doesn't mean that he is. And that is my TED Talk. That's all I got. That's all I got. The lowest rated segment. And then you guys want to get on me? You take your Japanese John Cena and you enjoy your matches, baby. I'm just going to tell you what time it is. I can't hold back the truth. I can't.
Yo, Okada took Tony Khan by his ankles, turned him upside down, and just like shook the money out his pockets, boy. Like, that's a shakedown.
Shakedown.
So there's really two sides to this. There's two sides. For one, I do think that Tony Khan was justified in paying the $4.5 million. Let me just put that out there.
Absolutely.
It was justified. And the reason being, I'll get to that. But I want to speak towards what Sylvan is saying. We all love Okada, dog. Okada is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Probably the greatest Japanese wrestler if you ask certain people.
Yeah, true.
Besides maybe like, I don't know, Kenta Kobashi and Masawa and all those guys. Yeah, y'all didn't know that. I'm tapped in with the Japanese wrestling scene. I am. I know y'all think that we not, but we are. But 4.5 million, when you're a wrestling company and you're paying the guy 4.5 million, you kind of expect that person to, you know, shift the business a little bit. Like, they say Japanese John Cena, right? John Cena is John Cena because at the height of his career, he was selling the most merchandise than anybody has ever sold in their careers. John Cena had the ratings doing what they were doing. John Cena was selling out shows off his name being mentioned. John Cena had the highest rated segments whenever he was on TV. If you're paying a guy $4.5 million a year, you would expect some type of results that's similar to that. Not necessarily a guy who you're going to bring in and still be doing the same business you were doing last week, the week before. So it's like, is he really worth $4.5 million? If I'm AEW and my shows are averaging, let's say, 5,000 to 6,000 people a week, and the ratings are always usually like 800K, right? And then I pay a guy $4.5 million, and I pay another person $10 million a year, and I'm still doing the 5,000 to 6,000 fans per week, and maybe 800K on the TV ratings. It's like, what changed besides my pockets being like thinner? Nothing. But I will say Tony Khan was justified because I think the optics are the important part. And WWE had a lot of momentum, dog. Let's just keep it a buck. WWE stole Cody Rhodes away from AEW. They stole him. And then they stole CM Punk away from AEW, which actually wasn't like thievery because he got fired and he just signed with WWE. But Tony Khan is aware of that. Tony Khan was not about to lose Okada and Mercedes and Will Ospreay and Jay White and all these. He wasn't about to lose them to WWE so WWE can just continue to gain more and more momentum. So he had to overpay. It just was what it was. And at the end of the day, I hate that I say that so much. I try to stop saying it. Y'all finally got me. But at the end of the day, Tony Khan got them deep pockets, bro. That $4.5 million ain't gonna put a dent in his pockets. Now, I don't know if they're gonna get a return on that investment. Probably not. But he had to pay it, man. It was justified. You risk losing them to WWE, and you don't want to do that. WWE got way too much momentum. They just had like 5 sellouts back to back. Wrestling is selling out again. 8? It was 8?
8.
Bro.
Yeah.
WWE is selling out shows, like legit sellouts, like 16, 17,000 people for SmackDowns and Raws. You think Tony Khan wants to lose Mercedes or brick on Okada and have them go over there? Nah, man, he had to overpay. So the overpay was justified. I don't think he's going to get a return on that investment, but the overpay was justified, in my opinion.
Definitely was. It was. I feel like Tony Khan moves off faith. You know, what he thinks is going to happen, but he doesn't move off certainty. Like, brother, it is what it is. Most of us probably didn't even know who Okada was from, a can of paint. But he's here now. Right. You know what I'm saying? So he's here now. And I feel like we see the numbers, and it's definitely not what it was. And I feel like it's still not going to change. And he got that bag at the end of the day. Get that bag, man.
Right.
I mean,
but it can change. We'll see.
Anything, Kevin Garnett, anything is possible, right? Anything is possible. We know Tony Khan is justified for these massive purchases because he's got the bread. That's it. That's kind of where it stops, in my opinion. I think that Tony Khan is a little scared to invest in new talent. I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel. I'm just saying from what I'm seeing from these purchases. Seeing the 4 pillars really not on TV right now. Sammy is suspended. MJF is injured. Darby is about to go climb Mount Everest. And who's the other pillar
Jack
again?
Perry. Jack Perry. He might not even be with the company no more. We don't know. There's no clarity with it.
I don't think
Kenny Omega's still gone.
I don't even think he's with the company right now. Kenny Omega is gone. John Moxley is still injured, isn't he?
I don't know.
I think he's really scared right now to invest in homegrown talent. And when you look at it, it's like, okay, I get it. You got to get these people. You got to get these people in your company to save face, because if they go back to WWE, it's going to be overkill. But it goes back to my argument again, which is, I think Tony Khan just doesn't really want. It's just kind of scared. He's kind of apprehensive to make the homegrown talent the focal point. That's just how I feel. But I mean,
I think Tony just gets obsessed with new toys, bro. Like I think that, like I'm sure Tony Khan loves Ricky Starks, he loves the Daniel Garcias and like all the young guys, but I think that he just sees someone like Okada out there dangling in front of him, and he wants it, so he grabs it, and now he's obsessed with that. And now we see Ricky Starks off TV for a month and a half, or Daniel Garcia wrestling random matches on Collision. It's just he gets obsessed with the new thing, and he forgets about the old thing. It is what it is.
You know, I believe that obsession theory.
Yeah, me too.
Simply off the fact of his reaction when Giannis was on AEW and how obsessed he was. Giannis, I can do it.
Listen, if you have not seen that clip, please go to YouTube. Matter of fact, I'm going to clip this and I'm going to add the video in it. There was a time when Giannis Antetokounmpo showed up in AEW and Tony Khan was off the most potent of beans ever because he said, Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I was just like, what is Tony Khan on, bro? Tony, I don't know what kind of drugs you're doing, but lay off of it, bro, because that was a crazy reaction.
But yeah,
man.
Good analogy for sure to the new toy thing.
Yeah,
that's definitely what
real.
it is.
Yeah, man.
But like I said, Tony Khan got them pockets, bro. He got them pockets. Because look, there's times.
The best.
Y'all know me. Look, y'all know me, dog. Y'all know me. I spend absurd amount of money on clothes and shoes. Like I was a stylist at one point. I have the craziest sneaker collection you'll ever see. Some of those shoes I paid ridiculous amounts for. Like I'm gonna just be honest. I have a pair of the OG Yeezys, like the Nikes. Oh, not the Nikes. The first Adidas. The 750s or 700s. Y'all seen them before.
You talking
the glow in the dark?
Yeah, the gray ones.
The OG, bro. I paid about $1,500 for that shoe. Round two. I got them from round two. I paid about $1,500 for that shoe, and it was really like $2,000. But I was real cool with like Chris and all them, so I got them for cheap.
God damn.
There's people out there that would tell me I am out of my goddamn mind for paying $1,500 for a shoe, and they might be right. But if you got the money to pay for it, then it's like, okay, it ain't your money, it's mine, bro. I can spend it how I want to spend it. So if I pay $1,500 for a shoe because it was worth that, in my opinion, so be it. If you want to go get your, $70 Asics or whatever, you go get those. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine,
and I'm gonna be over here with my heat.
Imagine how much that shoe is worth now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm probably might sell that for like 20 racks.
I might have overpaid back in the day, but now I can get some bread for it.
I've spent like $600 on a custom Power Rangers made helmet. So, it's just like, bro, like it's what I wanted. Like it's beautiful. Right. It's a beautiful work of art for me. But for anyone else, it might be worth nothing. So I feel Tony, he's justified.
Listen, and I know people be seeing like the stuffed figures and stuff behind me. Like, bro, I have a Murakami pillow. It's just a sunflower with colors on it. I don't even want to say how much I paid for this pillow out loud, but I wanted it. I thought it was dope. I'm into like weird figures and art and like cause figures and stuff, so I bought it.
Qwan, how much you paid for that pillow?
Too much for a goddamn pillow. Way too much for a goddamn pillow.
Do you sleep on it?
Hey, it just sits on my couch, bro. It just sits on my couch. And when I have people over and they be like touching it and stuff, I be like, hey,
relax.
No, I'm just playing. I don't care about that damn pillow. But I wanted it. It was expensive, but I wanted it, so I bought it. So Tony Khan, man, I know we say that Okada might not be worth that $4.5 million, and you might not get a return on that investment. But look, you got the money, you wanted them, so you got them. So shouts out to you, and shouts out to Okada for getting that bag.
Facts.
But I want to hear from the people at home. What?
Quick side note.
What's
that
the side
is
note?
Kane's best attire.
What are you watching, bro? What pay-per-view is this?
This is No Way Out 2000.
2001?
Yeah, 2000.
Oh, 2000? That's Kane's
the one
best
arm out.
alternate. That's his best alternate attire gear. When it was more black than a red. That's fire, bro.
Have y'all seen Blue Kane? There's like a independent wrestler that's his gimmick is Kane, but he's blue. Y'all gotta look that up.
He didn't get sued?
I think he did. Flame. I think he got hit with a cease and desist, but his gimmick was Blue Kane, and that was his name. It was Blue Kane. Insane, man. But look, I want to hear the people at home thoughts on this topic, man. I want to know how people feel about Okada getting that $4.5 million. Was he worth it? Was Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné? I gotta stop calling her Sasha Banks. She's Mercedes now. Was Mercedes worth that $10 million? Possibly. Possibly $10 million. Will Tony Khan see a return on his investments? Maybe AEW will blow up. Who knows? Maybe 10 months from now, AEW will be doing like 2 million a show. Like, who knows? We really don't know. Wrestling is hard to predict. Because if you would have told me that SmackDown would be selling out shows and doing 17K and WWE will be the hottest it's ever been 2 years ago, I would have thought you was crazy. Like when Vince McMahon was running this company into the ground, there's no way I thought we would be at this moment that we're at now. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe Tony Khan got it figured out and we don't see the vision. I'm gonna trust the process, Tony, because I'm an AEW fan. I trust the process. Anyway, man, we've been talking for a long time, dog. This is
man. Good conversation.
Time flying. Well,